And we are live. Round two. Let's see. If we hopefully I don't mess this up again. But
Technical difficulties.
something like that. Something like that. But we got Mr. Daryl Stanley back again. How you doing, dude?
Good, man. Good.
Good.
Just doing all the things.
All the things. Yeah, you've had been a busy man the past couple months, and we'll try to go over some of that. So where are you at now?
Well, at the moment, I'm in Crawfordville, Florida, which is going to be new home sweet home as soon as we get the family and the stuff down.
Nice. That's awesome. You said you got it's a good place down there. You're next to the beach, and you said a lot of reserves.
Oh man,
Or
so over 50% of the county is either like state forest, national forest, or like preserves. Or reserves. I'm saying all that wrong. But yeah, man. So basically, less than 50% of the county can be developed,
yeah, that's
and
pretty epic.
yeah, it's flat out awesome here, man. Like so, yeah, I got two beaches like less than half hour away, and I just found out today about another beach. It's like just under an hour away that nobody goes to much because it's a lot. You can't just drive south from all the cities up north to get to it. You have to drive around quite a bit to get to it, but it's a straight shot from here, like 45 minutes. So um, I'm gonna be checking that out later this week.
Yeah, that's epic, dude. I remember when you told me, I was looking on the map and I saw all the protected areas and state parks. Like that's pretty epic.
Man, yeah, yeah. So a bunch of 2 lane roads everywhere, man.
That's cool.
Everybody knows everybody here. So it's great. And I'm not used to Florida myself, so last night when I'm like taking a couple things into the house and I've got like several tree frogs climbing on the side of the house, I'm like, whoa, okay.
Lizard man. Or Florida man. Oh,
That's right, Florida man.
well, that's epic, dude. That's epic. So we've got to spend a lot of time lately together. You came in November to start helping with Helene relief.
October. Little did
October.
you know, you open your door once and the dude keeps showing up.
No, that's all right, dude. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. How's that? We kind of talked earlier about it, kind of the Helene experience, and just
Yeah. Yeah, it's well, learning a lot, especially as our industry keeps changing, right? Where we got the many sides of the industry, and insurance
yeah,
work and all the above. It's an experience to be that. I'd never been interested in storm chasing for the majority of my career. Never really struck me as something to try to go do. All I ever saw was people getting burned trying, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay out of that mess. Stay home, stick to what I know. But
yeah.
getting involved in that one, coming down there, hanging out with you, and then getting to know some of the companies down there. It's an experience. I mean, one, just the utter devastation everywhere. Getting to go to, I have clients in Asheville, from when I used to live there, and see just driving through there, and then even just a half hour from my house, it was Irwin, Tennessee, that got hit really bad, and like I think they said over 6 or 7 feet of soil displacement, like vertically.
Oof. Yeah.
Like entire bridges just taken away, like interstate bridges just ripped off down the river, and so yeah, I mean the whole thing's been intense. I mean not nearly so much for me as like when you going out to hang out with the Asheville Arb guys, like man, those guys just living in it every day and still going out there and doing the thing is just incredible.
Yeah, and I
But
mean, I got up there during the tail end of kind of their stuff because I think after Thanksgiving I started going up there and up until February, but most of the hazard work and stuff on houses I think they had wrapped up before New Year's, and then the rest of it was kind of like, you know, kind of hangers and widowmakers and stuff. But yeah, I couldn't imagine seeing the photos and videos and stuff that they shared and posted. Keith made a really good video. Well, he put together, and I'm sure there's other hands involved with it that they showed off at uh, Art Fest, which
Hmm.
was really nice. They showed it during like a Friday or Saturday night. One of the, I think it was Friday, no, Thursday night, like the Thursday night get together. They changed all the days there, so I'm all mixed up. But it was really sweet and seeing the crews and caliber of guys and what they did to make it work. But yeah,
Hmm.
it was an interesting storm, well, hurricane.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Thankfully,
yeah, you guys, I mean, you were right there in it.
yeah. I mean, thankfully, none of the flood damage, but a lot of wind damage. Like between, I think 5 in the morning, it was in our area, and then by about 7 or 8ish, it was out. We still had a lot of wind, but I was able to get out on the streets and walk around. And within just a block, there was like 10 trees uprooted in the road. As I was getting calls to go ahead and go to Aiken, like before the
Hmm.
sun was even up, to go down there and help. And I was like,
Wow,
I can't even leave my house. Like, there's no way.
man. See, that's in my situation. My situation was very different because where I lived, where we're moving from, where we are still almost still living in Tennessee, is
Yeah,
uh is like this little protected bowl, and like it's well known by emergency services in the area too. Like everybody just knows like storms don't really get bad there in that bowl, but just outside that bowl, Irwin sadly is just outside that bowl. And I just remember that day, man. Like it was going to be a rain day. I knew that. So I was over at my local Dunkin' Donuts doing some computer work, just trying to, strategize things coming up, blah, blah, blah. And I get a text from a friend of mine in Virginia. And he's like, man, are you okay? I'm like, what do you mean? Am I okay? It's like a rainstorm, dude. Like we get rain off of hurricanes, as it dissipates coming up all the time. Like no biggie. He's like, it's flooding just like south of you, right? And like it's flooding in Virginia and it's flooding everywhere, man. I'm like, what? Because dude, I was just bebopping along on my computer getting work done, not paying attention to news or anything. And then, yeah, lo and behold, the hospital in Irwin is underwater. They've got 60 people stranded on a roof, and the winds are too high for the helicopter to come get them. And they're hoping the winds die down before the water goes over the roof and drowns every. It's like, what is going on? And it's
yeah,
just you get snapped to attention, and then suddenly you realize, like, oh man, this is utter devastation on our doorstep. As I'm just sitting here, like, listening to tunes and working on the computer, and had no
yeah.
clue.
And how many people were affected? Family, friends, neighbors. It was just insane. Everybody knew somebody.
Yeah,
If they weren't affected, they knew somebody that was. Yeah, it was
yeah,
rough because starting out, yeah, you missed a little bit coming in. I mean, I don't think we had power for over 10 days. I think we were at 14 days without power, and gas stations were empty, and we had to go to work. We couldn't get. I had to drive 30 minutes. I had to drive into Lexington to go get fuel every day, and then drive back into Batesburg to go to work. Is just insane. And then once you'd get to these gas stations, you'd sit waiting for an hour and a half and 2 hours, and people are in there like filling up their boats to go to the lake and stuff. And you're like, yo, come on, dude.
oh
Like,
wow, yeah. Really?
yeah, I kind of lost it, seeing that, like, this needs to be going to other places, these resources. And then ice was a huge commodity. We lost all of
Mm,
our food, which, I mean, people lost more, but, our deep freezer and, deer meat and game meat was all gone. And yeah, it was a bummer just because you couldn't get ice either. Like, people were selling bags of ice for like $5 a piece, and it was like, yeah. And then again, you had to drive 35, 45 minutes to go get it.
yeah, man. Yeah. Like my favorite story you told was when you went to go dump a load that one day and you're driving under that tree, you're like, not
Oh,
coming back this way.
yeah. That, so a bunch of trees in the road. I was hauling my dump trailer to a property, and we had so many detours to try to get around these areas. And yeah, a big oak tree laying on top of the primaries over the road, and there's a cop standing below it too, and he's like detouring us below it, and I was just like, yo, like you see what's above your head? So it was like hit the gas and just go, like close your eyes, go.
Right. Oh man.
But we appreciate your help, dude. It's good. Stoked to have you. Got to know you a lot better, and then stoked to have your help through the cleanup. You know, is
Well,
it
it's
was
sad
tough.
because it's fun, right? It's sad because like a lot of people lost a lot of things, right? And to varying degrees. And some people are going to be going through things that I I I hope I never have to go through. And I hate to say that, it sounds selfish, right? But like, I mean, there's people really going through it after that, and are will
And
always be
still
going
going
through it
through
after
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some of that stuff never goes away. And but then at the same time, like I think a lot of us can agree, storm work is some of the most fun work there is for us to do as arborists, and it's that double-edged
Yeah.
sword every time. Like you don't want to wish that on anybody, but it is the most fun work to do if it's there to be done.
Oh
I'd
yeah,
say,
and especially the lack of resources there for a while. You know,
yeah,
the cranes were tied up, people were tied up, machines are tied up. So it was I think I was telling you one of the best lessons I learned. We did a I did a job with Ben and Sheely, two trees in a house, and I think Ben and I we had so many ropes and blocks up in the air. You know, we didn't have a good rig, so using fiddle blocks to try to crank these trees up,
hmm.
and just learned I need more gear.
Right.
Like, or we got done with that job, and there was a couple of jobs that I looked at, and even Ben looked at, and it was like, I need to get Chris or I need to get Ben here because I need more gear on job site. Like
Hmm.
that was a big thing. Because you know, maxing ropes out first use and not having anywhere to replace them. But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was intense. It was intense. But yeah, it can be fun and then it can be scary too. Like how
yeah,
comfortable you start getting working in those situations.
yeah. There's that, and I think the one that stuck out to me the most was I guess I realized like maybe starting to get a little older in this game when you're like you're in this tree that's upheaved and it's pushing a tree. It's fallen into another tree and it's upheaving that tree. And you are getting super technical all because the tree that initially fell is hovering through the center of a Japanese maple that the homeowners don't want to replace. And
Yeah,
and not
priorities.
not a super old one either. Like I mean this thing I mean yeah, it would have been expensive, but like the family just you know, like they're part of the Goodyear estate. The Goodyear fortune. And
Yeah.
it's like and the stuff we had to do and the like I mean we did everything as safely as was possible, but like there's still like there's some risky situation like you know, you have to make certain cuts to see where the movement's going to happen. And yeah, man, like I'm like, dude, all this for stupid Japanese maple? Like we could have paid to transplant the to destroy it, transplant a new one there for probably the same price by the time we did everything we did to not hurt it.
Yeah.
And we've been
Yeah.
done a lot faster with a lot less risk. I can't talk, a lot less risk. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I see that
Well,
view of
yeah,
things
saving
in our
the
industry, and I'm like,
Japanese,
what's the point?
yeah, saving the Japanese maple, or you know, I looked at one today, um, white oak failing at the base into two hickories, and good on those hickories. If they were anything but hickories, I think they would have snapped. They're bending over, supporting this white oak that's way bigger, you know, 3 or 4 times the size. And there's a fence below it, and they're talking, you know, a little crummy wooden fence, and they're talking about what they could do to save the fence. And in my head, I'm like, just build another fence. Just build another fence. Why are we so concerned about this? But
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, right? How it kind of changes. I remember. early on, like I was fascinated by building all the crazy systems to make all these things happen so that we just had this, our chests puffed out, like, look at us, look at all these things that we can do to avoid all that stuff. And I'm like, but then you look at the cost benefit analysis eventually, you start doing some numbers and you're like, really?
Yeah, yeah. You can go to Lowe's and pick up a 8 foot fence panel already made for you.
So,
So
yeah, it's weird. I feel like the older I get, the more that jack leg tries to show up, my inner jack leg tree
no,
service.
I think things we're suggesting it's self preservation,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
kids and family, and yeah, getting older, self preservation's kicking in more and more.
Yeah, the thrill that it can be done is a lot less, and what really is reasonable to be done becomes a lot more exciting.
Hmm. It's yeah, it's tough. It's
But
tough
oh well,
sometimes.
a bunch of
But
crotchety
again,
old guys on their rocking chairs in the front porch tonight.
yeah, that daggone fence, get off my lawn, get off my lawn.
Put two hands on that saw, kid. Put
Yeah.
your eye out with that thing. Oh wait.
What else did we've had some fun. We did geezers. So your first comp in a long time, wasn't it?
And thank you for pushing me on that. Yes, it was actually my first comp in 10 years. And yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. So I was the baby geezer. I turned 40, I think, 2 days before we started climbing. Um, and
Well,
by the way, if you don't know what geezers is, you haven't experienced it. Being the youngest is not a shoe in to being anywhere close to first. And I did not go in there with any of those misconceptions. By the way, I had a
yeah.
pretty good.
Well,
I
there's
was
some hammers. There are some hammers in there, and then dudes that are still competing in internationals
yeah,
that are in their 50s, and then they're going into geezers too and just crushing it.
yeah.
Is that
So
I think Dan Kraus, he competed at internationals this year, and then he hadn't. You were there for his masters climb, weren't you?
I think I missed his actually.
Oh yeah, because you left, and I knew you would have loved it because he used the hook to traverse that live oak canopy.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, man, too bad Daryl's not here. He would probably be geeking out on this right now.
I saw Pritchard's magic with the twin line. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, all of
Uh,
those runs were special. All like, who all was it? So the two dudes from the Salt Pod,
yeah, yeah.
um, another dude from Europe, Trenchard, is that his name?
Oh, Trenchard. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah. Isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Trenchard.
or is
Yeah.
that the Salt Pod guy?
No, no, that's a no. John Trenchard.
John Trenchard, yeah. And then Dan Kraus. You just said his name. Integrity.
Oh yeah, Pritchard. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Pritchard. That was amazing. I think that was my first time seeing him climb, and he had a really good climb. That was clean. And then, of course, Coates and Juan. Yeah, Juan's run was good. Coates was pretty epic.
Man, see, I missed all that because I had to drive over to the Panhandle so I could experience their first blizzard in over 100 years.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I got back home and it was snowing too.
Oh, that's right. That's
Or
right. Yeah. So I ended up missing some of those guys. But
yeah,
yeah, man, Geezers was awesome, and like whether or not I stay in trees full time for the rest of my life, I plan on keeping Geezers every year for the rest of my life. Because
well,
if I
dude,
see a
epic.
78-year-old out there crushing it, I've got no excuse. I've got 38 years to get to where he's at.
Yeah, epic trees and epic venue and epic people running it. That's probably this was my second year going, and yeah, I want to keep going every year and volunteering and helping and eventually competing in it. But it's just a great way to start the year on,
Hmm. Yeah, it
and
is.
it focuses, for the 40 and up competitors, but it really allows guys coming in, younger, first time competitors to volunteer, help set up the rings, help get on the scoreboards, being in tree techs, and you can learn a lot. So if you're wanting to get into competition climbing, then that's an event that I suggest to everybody to get down to. Relaxed, fun, and you can dry run and do as much as you want there.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
cool people coming down to set up. So who all was there? What Forrest Lytle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Forrest Lytle drove in and they set up every year at geezers that I've gone so far. So that was pretty epic. With
Endor,
indoor, yeah.
Korea. Yeah, that was. Yeah, it's always good to see them.
Yeah, big gym out there with the hitch breakers.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty awesome. Yeah. So how'd you feel though? Like I know you did great and you did a good work climb. I
Yeah, it
was on a
wasn't
work
bad.
climb. You did a good work climb.
Wasn't yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, honestly, well, and you know my situation, man. Like when I stepped out of production for a little bit and been dealing with some health stuff and was not in great shape at all. Um, and you know, you were right, man. Like users really kind of got me back into okay, I got no, I know I can do better than this. I got to get back in it, and so that's what ever since geezers this year, man. I just look for every opportunity to just push and sweat and work and feeling the strength coming back, feeling the balance coming back because I did okay, but it was definitely for me just like and I knew it was going to be going in. I was like, this is my opportunity to let myself see just how far I've gotten off track so that it's going to be the slap in the face I need to get moving again. But it still wasn't awful. Like throw line was fun. But I did like I think I've got a groove with throw line, which is lace the first one, bomb the second one. um,
Well,
and
I
I
try to
think
give myself like an internal like a time limit that I can spend on those nines and then switch. But it's funny, I always seem to get fixated.
yeah.
Always, and
So
then double bagging, dog.
well,
Trying to get those double bags.
right, which is what I did. Like, so I laced my first one, but I did it from the back of the tree. I found out later I was the only competitor of the entire event to throw from the back of the tree. It's just the shot I saw, so I took it. Um,
Yeah,
so
because that was a tough one. You told me to take a peek at that one, and I was like, what?
it just
Why?
made, I mean, it's like in the job, right? When you see a shot, you see a shot. So I was like, well, that's the one I see. That's the one I want to take, and it worked. I did have to double bag to get, all that tree in between out of the way,
Oh,
but
yeah, that thing had a lot of fluff in it. And then that second one was deceiving. I remember that got me.
huh.
And you even told me. And I was like, oh, nah, dude, you can't see your geezer. but
Yeah, some of these
you're,
old guys know a little something.
it got me. And then I think it got Ben as well.
Man, yeah. And here's a question for you, because again, I'm not as studied on the rule book as I should be. I know the habit is everybody's habit is to, get your first shot, set your rope, set your knot. Are you allowed to, after you set your first throw line, go throw your second throw line before you start pulling ropes into both?
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Because, well, and I think, because I've seen myself I've seen my tendency when we've either been practicing for comp or at the geezers, um, and I see it in the field too. If I just don't try to set the rope itself, if I just keep firing lines when I'm hot, I don't miss.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking next time I go to a comp, if I lace that first one, I'm just going to go ahead and just shoot for the second one. And because I feel like breaking it up and then going to rope and then going to all of that like
I
puts me
think
in
the
a
big
different
thing,
headspace.
like, sure, I think you can do that. And that sounds like a really good idea of what you got. But I think it's just trying to make sure that you have guaranteed points.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
say if you
And
mess up and then you get, fixated trying to isolate that second one or something, and you already know that you scored. So let's say I've got the rule book out now.
well, that's the
So
fun
I'm
of
looking.
geezers. And that's what I'm thinking is like, I'm not trying to get to anywhere from this competition. So I was like, I might just try it my way and see if it does any better. And if it bombs, like I know where it's going to bite me is like you said, if I take too much time, then I won't get to set my ropes and then I lose all those points. But it'll be a
Yeah.
fun experiment anyway.
I mean, maybe you can get some discretionary points on that too, because I've never seen anyone do that. I'm sure maybe someone has. So I think the big thing is just being sure you can guarantee. So say you sink the 9, you guarantee that you sink the 9.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it now. So 9, 4, and 2. So 9 for the high, but the high shot. Install the climb line. So you got 4 more points if you install like moving rope, and then put the cinch anchor. You get another 2.
Mm.
So right there, yeah, you're already at 13, 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got 15 before you move to that second. And then maybe if you need another throw line. I've seen some dudes go in there with just like 1 or 2 throw lines. And I'm like, man, that's a
Oh,
bold move.
yeah, it is.
Like, go grab that house line.
That's like that's like me every time I go to a restaurant and I sit down without grabbing napkins. Like you're just
Yeah.
asking for problems.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, well that's interesting. I'm gonna have to work on that. But yeah, overall it was fun. I feel like I did all right. I mean, my
Throw
goal was
line
to
and
hit middle
then
of the pack, and that's what I did. So um,
the AR. The AR was that's pretty
I did
good.
I did horrible at AR.
Mm. We trained too, man.
We
Did some
did, we did.
training.
What we did not train for was blow up alligators in the tree. And one thing I know I've still got to work on, like when
Did
I
they
get in
have
that
the
comp,
blow up gator in the AR tree?
yeah, they did,
Okay, I knew
and
there
I
was
didn't.
one. I think we had one in the work climb.
I was supposed to call it out, and I didn't. Apparently. And I'll be honest, man, like the AR, I know where I've got to work is because I've got like I'm in competition mode, trying to like check off all the, dot my I's, cross my T's, all that stuff. It's like it kind of works me a little bit. And when I'm in that mode, I'm not seeing details, which I know is why they do it, right? Because like if it's a real emergency, you're also like kind of scatterbrained, and so it's really you do fall to your level of your training. So
Yeah.
I get why they do it. So I guess it's not really an excuse, but more an observation of where I really need to work. So like I was just missing details left and right because it's again like yeah, it's been 10 years and I'd only ever done it twice
Well,
before that, and I'd never trained, never picked up a rule book.
yeah,
Um,
because we always talked about it through Helene, like we're gonna train, and then you just get off and you're like dog tired, and you're like tomorrow.
right, yeah,
So
like
I think
maybe
we only
later.
were able to sneak in like maybe 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah,
And what
yeah,
else? So throw line and then ascent. Yeah, because they don't do. I don't think they do belayed there.
no, and I did fair in a sense. I was happy. I was happy with what I did for not, again, not being in great shape, not having been in the field for very much. I was pretty happy with how I did. So, um,
Well, we'll get you. It just gets you hungry. I mean, you've been stoked. It just gets you hungry, and maybe we can convince you to. Well, you'll be down for the Florida, so Florida chapters ISA events.
yeah, which I just missed apparently. Like, didn't get down here in time this year. But
Yeah, I think Forrest got this. Yeah, I think Forrest won.
nice.
Forrest is good people.
Yeah.
He's a good
Yeah, man.
dude.
I'll tell you. So one thing I do, and this is why I remember enjoying the competitions back then, and I'm enjoying them now. And I know this is why everybody says you do it. Like, think about it every day in the field. So I've been doing a lot of these tall pines, and now it's just a game of, I'm not going up, I'm not trying to burn up there super fast because like lately I've been on these jobs where I have lots of pines that I have to go up and down, up and down. So
Mm-hmm.
but the game is to don't pause till you get to your tying point. Like that's my game in my head because that's what I used to do at work and when I did compete those couple times. Like the way I got into shape to speed up wasn't so much go fast, but just don't take any rests. Just climb all the way to the top till you get to your tying point, and it's all the train. I mean, it's not all the training you need, but it's a lot of the training you need. Um,
Yeah, some good stamina, and then keeping just making good decisions.
hmm, good
Like I'll
technique,
try
good
to
steps.
audibles is I think where I struggled the most with first getting in the comps, and now it's like I use that so much at work, and I needed to do better with it already, but calling the audibles like kind of going through comp, like you know this stand clear, and I don't typically call 2 hands on saw, but you know calling the stand clears, and then picking. We worked a job, those Chinese elms, and we had the trash can. We were trying to get all the dead wood in, so doing a little bit of target practice. I think, yeah, that was you on that one, the Chinese elms in
Oh yeah, yeah.
North
Sorry.
Augusta.
Yeah, that was the ex Raytheon executive.
Yeah, yeah. And then I realized how quickly those Chinese elms would just gum up your handsaw. That was pretty. That was a pretty
Hmm.
rough day to be a handsaw. But yeah,
Yeah,
so geezers and you got Florida Comp, and it was awesome. It was fun seeing you compete, dude, and was had a good time. And looking forward to next year with you down there.
yeah, man. Well, thanks for pushing me on it. Really, it's been good to get back into it. And yeah, again, like you see these guys who are nearly 80 out here doing it. It's like you got no excuses, you know. That takes all the
Oh yeah.
excuses away.
So who's the oldest one? Man, I had the list for a minute. Was
His
it
first name was
Jim?
John, I thought.
John. I thought it was Jim, and he's actually a Carolina guy. I want to say he's upstate or in North Carolina.
Okay.
I can't remember, but he did the work climb. He came through on the work climb, and was it he played the he played music that night at awards too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, man.
And
So
then
Geezers was good stuff.
yeah, so we'll go into your stuff, dude. So three strand designs.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So you've got some cool stuff going on right now. So we can talk about it. The last podcast, and maybe it was a blessing that we messed up the audio. So first thing you came out with the reactor pack.
Reactor Pack. Yeah, that's the first um uh product. Yeah, first product launch with under three strand design, which is it's been cool. It's been a long time in the making, and
Yeah, you said
um,
it's 4 or 5 years.
so it's 5 years since I first started thinking on it. 3 years since we started putting like physical prototypes together, and um, you know, it's a hard decision to you know what's good enough for production. You don't want to put something out there that's half baked, but you want to also, if you wait till you have a perfect product, you'll never put one out there. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's been kind of a, it's been an interesting dance trying to figure out when is it good enough to get going.
Yeah. So 5 and 3. How many? You told me. So it was four different designs that you went through before you came up with the reactor.
Oh no, no. Well, as far as actual prototypes, looking back, I think we're sitting at 6 or 7.
Woo,
Yeah,
6 to 7.
yeah, I thought it was 6, but I think I actually have a seventh sitting at a friend's house, in his garage, uh,
Yeah.
and but yeah, it's yeah, uh, and honestly, yeah, I mean, realizing that I think there's probably some people who are much faster at like putting, it's like thinking up a concept and figuring out how to make it work. I'm a little slower on that than some maybe. So yeah, I've got to see it, got to put my hands on it. So I can't like I see it on paper. I'm like, okay, well, I think that'll work. I have to have it in my hands to know that it works. And
Yeah.
so thankfully, my manufacturer was very patient with me. Thanks, Chris. Other Chris.
Yeah. So CMI is manufacturing the bag for you.
Yeah,
Chris at
he is.
CMI.
He's it's my bag. It's under three strand, but Chris at CMI is the one putting them together for me because while their bags don't aren't quite like the reactor pack, his bags have a reputation for just lasting forever. And I've always appreciated them for that. So when it came time to pick a manufacturer, I had a couple things like you can go the route of what everybody else is doing. You get on Alibaba, you find a manufacturer overseas, and find somebody who can punch a bunch of them out. You get your samples, you give them the go ahead, and then you order a shipment of them. And sure, you get great pricing that way, and this and that, and American made's going to be more expensive, which is kind of what we're looking at. But honestly, Chris, I know he does quality work. I know he cares about the work that comes out of his factory because he's a small business. His dad started the business in the '70s, and they can only survive if they're doing good by people and putting out good products. Like that's the only way they can survive. So, having somebody with that kind of grounding and reality check in their lives and their commitment to putting out the best they can was just awesome. Um, and then he was just very, very gracious with me through our process. The best part too is like, knowing like I know some of the people who were putting their hands on these bags and putting them together and to like know when you sell a bag kind of whose paycheck that affects is really
Yeah, who
cool.
you're supporting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean
So
they're great bags too. I mean, I picked up you gave me one of the prototypes 2 years ago, I think.
yeah.
And I have not been nice to that bag. I was not nice to it. I'm a little bit more gentle now, knowing that I'm never going to have another one. But I also like the final version as well. Great bags, great quality. I think it's got all the right stitching in the right places. And what I like is you left it pretty open for people to design it on their own as well, to kind of figure out the placement of where they want things. And that's what I've enjoyed about it. I think I was telling you, I feel like you can keep that bag as simple as you want and you can get kind of as technical as you want as well. And then, again, just tough as nails. I've had that prototype for 2 years and then got one of the new bags and been holding on to that one. And both of them still run production with me every day.
Yeah, I still don't
So,
actually have the production model in production yet. I only have prototypes that I'm still using.
oh, for
So
yourself?
anybody who's bought one so far, I don't even have the one you have yet. um,
Yeah, so
but
great bags. And then it's gotten you into, you know, looking into other versions as well. I know you were talking about a smaller one or doing one for like bailout kits and then looking into larger bags. Are you still kind of drawing up stuff for that?
uh, yeah, not as actively, but yeah, when I get the
Well, you're
chance in
busy right
between
now.
the
Yeah,
moves
you're
and everything else that we're doing. But yeah, it's still on the table. I'm waiting for one project to clear before I start working on like an arborist bailout kit. Actually had a rescue distributor contact me after seeing a couple of my products. A rescue friend of mine was at a trade show, and this guy saw the product and like, hey, we'd like you to work on something like this for us. And so I'm not gonna go too much into that one right now until we get it
yeah,
fleshed out, but
yeah.
it was really cool, man. Like, yeah, I made this bag, and I'd worked on a Diddy bag too, but the pricing just wasn't going to work on it. So I think there are three total of the Diddy bags in existence. And my rescue friend had one of them. I didn't even remember him having it. Um, so yeah, man, he took that and my rope bag to the trade show, and so yeah, it's
That's
kind of
awesome.
neat just getting these guys to reach out and be like, "Hey, we saw your stuff. We'd like you to work on something for us." And that was a fun phone call to get. But yeah, man, the reactor pack being the versatility you're talking about, versatility is huge to me. I mean, I think we talked about last time we did podcast. If my something's going by my saddle, it has to do at least three things, right? And um, so that was the reactor pack. I was like, not that it does three things, but it's got to work and it's got to do things a couple different ways. And so you know, one of the one of the big things I don't like about most rope bags is the way they're shaped. Like they're not shaped to carry into a tree. even if they've got backpack straps, it's like, oh great, we put backpack straps on this big thing that sits you off center really bad. Like it needs something to be a little bit tighter, closer to you, so you're not throwing off your center of gravity as much. But then, quite frankly, I don't like wearing one on my back at all if I don't have to. I
No,
like wearing
like
it on the saddle.
the times that I've had to pull a pack up with me, it's like, yeah, I'll wear it on the saddle, or sometimes I'll just find a place to hang it, like on crane jobs and stuff. Maybe there's something below me, or
Hmm.
I think the only time I've carried a bag up with me has been aerial rescue training. But
Hmm.
other than that, if I'm doing a crane job, sometimes I'll just find a place to hang it, just to keep it away from me.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Because like most of the rope bags, I mean, they're just bulky, and if you're trying to like climb through and tie spider legs on a crane job, and you're dragging that thing around with you,
Yeah.
it's a
And
pain in the butt.
some of those bags you don't want to go throwing out of a tree either. I mean, your bag I definitely would, but there's been ones I've thrown in the past, and bags I really like too, and mesh sides that blow out of them, or there's another one I had. I held on to it for years, and ah, the green, is it the Arpros or the Arbor? I forget the bag. It was a really nice
Okay.
bag, and it finally blew out. But I mean, I got 2 years out of it, so I can't
Nice.
complain too much.
Well, I can, if you want, I can go into talking a little bit more about the different features and why they were made the way they were. Because I'll be honest, you look at the rope bag, and I've seen this reaction. If you look at the rope bag, you're like, that's terrible. How does it even function? Because it kind of seems to violate a lot of norms with rope
The
bags.
reactor pack.
Yeah.
Mm.
um, just look at some people be like, wow, that just looks like it's going to be really hard to work. But and I took a risk, man. I took a risk, and we'll see if how it works. Most of our gear requires a little bit of training and research to use effectively, but we all assume that we know how to use a rope bag. But I feel like if a rope bag is really doing the work it needs to, maybe it's a little bit more technical. It might need a little bit of study before you can use it really effectively. Um, I don't know. That was a risk. We'll see.
Well,
But
yeah, and
like a
I
couple
think
things that I was gonna say,
oh,
these couple
but
things that were different about it are like, most of our bags have a stitched bottom. Well, on mine, there's no bottom. Um, it took some work, and it's a little bit more expensive to make that way, but you're not gonna blow the bottom out because there isn't one, and or there's not a separate bottom, you know, um, and it's been reinforced a couple different ways, and then stiffened up a little bit without having a stiffener that breaks. So we've, done a couple different things there. So it'll stay open for, pretty well for you. Um, and then the other thing, you're talking about throwing a bag out of a tree. What drives me nuts about throwing a bag out of a tree, probably more than anything else, is the stupid draw cord on most of these bags. Where like,
oh yeah,
I don't know
I've
how
I've had
it,
them caught in like half hitch, and it
yeah,
just yanks you.
yeah, like I swear ropes tie better knots than, some people I know have been in the industry for a couple years. And
Yeah.
yeah, you throw that rope bag, and then yeah, it half hitches the line and just boom, jerks to a stop. And you're like, oh great, now I got like 10 pounds of rope in a bag just hanging there on me down there, and I got to pull it. I got two choices. I can ignore it and swing this big pendulum around, or I got to pull it back up and reset it. Blah blah blah. Or you open the drawstring, you open that shroud so the drawstring can't catch, and then it hits a branch and just bird nests your rope in the tree without hitting
Mm.
the ground. So the drawstring had to go, or at least in the way that it normally is, because like if your bag's tight, your drawstring's loose. If your drawstring's tight, your bag's loose. So the hardest part of designing the bag was how do I like make the drawstring tight with the bag tight, but like also get that and the shroud tight and out of the way when the bag's open. Finally figured it out. At least for me, it wasn't easy. Maybe somebody else could have engineered it faster, but we finally figured it out. Seems like a weird thing to really try to solve, but honestly, is I feel like the biggest issue with most bags, whether you're packing it, throwing it, whatever. Um, Because like, who likes to pack a bag with a shroud? I don't know anybody who
Yeah.
enjoys that process. So we designed it to where when you open the bag, it pulls the lid up and out of the way. Now it's not as big of an opening, but what is the real trick to it is you really need to. It's got the webbing loops on the front of it. If you just have a small carabiner on the front, you clip it to you, and you pack that rope. Um, and you don't even have to. You don't even have to get down on the ground to pack it. You can stand there. If it's caught on something in between trees, you can just walk and pack at the same time. Um, and it keeps it nice and open. It's not flopping on you or anything like that. So those are kind of the key points of more efficient packing, easier to throw, pays out better.
Yeah.
I had one job, and I'll chill after this, but I had one job
No,
where
you're good, brother.
um, we had to bomb out this pine, and the company I was working with that day, they're like, "Hey man, we really want to bring the chipper close to the tree. Is there something you can do with your rope tail?" And I'm like, "Ugh, yeah, I don't want my rope tail anywhere near that chipper." But I understand getting that thing as close to the tree as possible for what we're going to be doing today. So sure. Well, I had my rope bag and I was like, okay, cool. I had the reactor pack. So a little tip for if you do wear it on your back, guys, if you like it, wear it backpack style. The way I do it is upside down, the lid at the bottom, because what it does is when it dispenses the rope, it feeds up into my system and reduces friction. However, the way the bag is designed, it creates a funnel at the lid with the weight of the rope and the shape of the bag. It resists siphoning much more than any other rope bag. Um, and so I can I can manage my slack without having the rope just suddenly dump out of my bag, even though it's upside down to the ground with the chipper there. So I was able to do that whole tree with that rope bag on my back and never lost control of my rope the entire tree. And I've done a couple more since then like that, where I just did not need my rope tail in the mix. So I wore it as a backpack as much as I don't care for that. And it worked like a dream. The other way I like to wear it is if you're doing crane work and you got one guy in the tree cutting, somebody else tying. Like if I'm tying and bombing down, I'll actually wear it sideways on my saddle. The way that the straps are sewn, I can clip them into my carrot tools on my saddle sideways, so it's actually hanging right under my butt. Perfect center of gravity to your bridge and all that. And so you're not dragging it through limbs and stuff like that. It's just tucked up right up against you on your
Mm.
saddle without affecting your center of gravity at all. And it'll pay up into your system, so the friction doesn't really affect your device performance at all either. So I really like that setup. Now, I will say, I've said before, I will always say, tie a knot in your rope tail, guys. Like especially you're doing that crane work, or you're tying to the ball, because that ball might be over 100 feet in the air. Like just make sure you got a knot in your rope tail if you're doing stuff like that. If you've got it in a bag and you're bailing out with it in a bag, keep a knot in it. Keep a knot in it anyway. It's just a good practice. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox.
No, you're good. And you've made some videos as far as packing the bag too. I think they're over on your gram. Before we get off, we'll need to shout out like your Instagram handle and stuff so people can be able to find those. I know we've shared them around, but yeah, we'll get your Instagram handle out there. People can see the pack, and you got the link on there as well too. They can go and check out website and stuff.
Yeah, and right now it's just like a little Shopify page. I don't have anything fancy right now, but yeah, it's there. They can see it. They can snag one. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, beat it
So
up.
we'll.
Like we've been doing. We bomb the absolute like I was working with the oak guys a while back, and one of the guys he's like, "Oh, let me rescue your bag up from one tree." I was like, "Dude, I was about to bomb a top on that. Put it back."
Yeah. So we'll go to the next big one now. Again, I'm kind of happy we got to redo the podcast so we can talk about the
Uh,
R&R more.
RNA. Yep,
RNA. Oh,
RNA.
my bad. My bad.
Or I mean, I kind of like your name for it better, but officially it's the RNA, but unofficially, Chris's name for it, which I like, is the PPT, the pulley plate thing. Um,
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's been out now. So CMI has put it, shared it around. Um, awesome device. I'll kind of go over the little bit that I know about it, and then yeah, let you kind of fill in there. So
Yeah, man.
the RNA or the pulley plate thing. So rated for 2-man load, correct?
Yeah, yeah. Rated for
And
2-man
then
load.
rated to be side loaded in a cinch configuration.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. The
So
numbers were pretty incredible on that, actually.
yeah, man. So amazing. You brought it. So that was October. You came through, and I think I've got the prototype still, and you brought it over for us to play with, and we immediately got pretty wild with it. So Cannabase, I think I ran the Cannabase and brought it through like 3 crotches or so in red oak, and we were able to retrieve. And then Ben was setting it up. He set it up in a moving rope configuration with 2 lines through it. I'm trying to remember now.
No, he did a cinch canopy anchor with 2 working lines,
Yeah,
um, which was pretty epic. I have to say. For I mean, I
for
haven't used it
being
in the
out
field
the
practically,
bag,
but
for being out the bag for like 30 or 40 minutes. And
oh yeah, man. No, we were
that
still
was
like we
going
hadn't
down.
even. Yeah, we were on the ground, and he was just like, "Dude, what if you did this?" And like, man, your brain, man, your brain.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So pretty awesome device. Like I said, I've been running it Cannabase. I have messed around with it with some rescues. Um, you've used it some on for like a friction saver setup.
Yes, I do a little bit of both. I like canopy anchor, but yeah, I really like using it for a moving rope anchor. And I use it whether it's just the pulley or I'm using a pulley and a ring together. I've used it for a few different configurations, loving it like that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I feel like, well, we could do a deep dive and all that, but just the mechanics of how a pulley at the top changes things for a moving rope. I feel like for mechanical devices, especially like my Rope Runner Pro, right? I'm not adjusting it in the tree going from between SRS and MRS, so like I'm trying, mine's adjusted for like a good middle of the road setting that does fairly well on both. What's nice is having that pulley at the top makes it perform a lot more like it does in SRS configuration just because you're transferring a little bit more load to the device itself by reducing the friction at the top. And that's true with any pulley. It's not special to this one, but it's one of the reasons why I like using it in that configuration.
Yeah. Yeah. And beautiful, beautiful device. We've had the raw prototype we've been messing with, and then you showed it to me, and then I saw CMI pop it out. The purple and blue is just amazing. And if there's anything about climbers, colors, bright things attract us. So, um,
Right. Well, and there was a comment on Facebook. Somebody's like, "Oh, why?" Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, "Oh, just for more money." I'm like, actually, so the purple and blue actually has a story. And since we're doing a podcast, I'm going to tell that story
yes,
and get it
yes,
out there. So, you know, my wife, her favorite color is blue, and my favorite color has always been purple. And so when it came time to pick the colors on the device, she's been pretty sick for the past 5 years, and um we spend a lot of focus on, just, her managing symptoms and don't get to put a whole lot of focus on, just the flair of life, the romance of life, this and this and that. So I just knew, like, okay, when it comes time to picking the colors, this is going to be purple and blue. This is going to be us out there. So if you pick up the RNA pulley, it is, that's just the blue and that purple. That's just our relationship, mine and my wife's. And I just love the idea of having something like that out there. That's her and me.
yeah. That's awesome, dude, and special. And you've worked hard on it too. I mean, and she works hard putting up with you as well, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. So yeah, an RNA, it's funny, the role. man, it's naming stuff is weird. So, I like the idea of a catalyst, right? And a catalyst being something that accelerates um, change, accelerates a reaction. Chemically speaking. And however, Catalyst just happens to be the name of a saddle that got put out recently. So I was like, well, I can't do Catalyst as much as my nerdy brain wants that. So what the next best thing is RNA, which is in our DNA, is acts as a catalyst within the cell. I'm sorry, it's not in our DNA. RNA separate. Sorry, it's in the cell, but RNA is a catalyst within the cell. And so, if you can't have it one way, you just got to do it another. So
No, that's awesome, dude. And so when do you think that one's going to be available? So
it should be later this month. It should be later this month. Yeah, everything, nothing in life is planned is ever a straight line, and this hasn't been any different. So, um, but it's we're getting there. We're really, really close. Uh, I got to see the bodies of the first run. Just waiting on a couple of parts to get assembled, and then, but man, it was a beautiful sight seeing all those friction plate bodies put together. And so, sorry if you're listening to this and you haven't seen a picture of it, it's basically a small friction plate with a pulley sheave in it. So it is designed to cinch against a tree, like we said earlier, like canopy anchor. Um, it is rated for two-person load. We've worked on some ideas where like you can actually, when you're on a spar, working a spar down, you can tie your rope and such. You can set your canopy anchor on the spar with this pulley in such a way that the climbing line that you're climbing on, you can also have a second leg of it that is rated on its own to be accessed by a rescuer in the event that you needed to be rescued. So some fun, really fun stuff
nice,
you can
yeah.
do with it. There are ways to do like an SRS redirect with it if you just had it on your saddle to pull out and use. And honestly, like this is why I love the tree community. I can't wait for a couple more people to get their hands on it and be like, well, I did this with it. Or I figured that out. Or, maybe, consider this on another one and this would be more versatile. And I just, I love hearing all that. So, um, can't wait to see what everybody does with it and says about it. You know, yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun.
it's exciting. I brought it with me to so we brought it to Geezers, and then at Art Fest I was walking around with it on my bag, one of the reactor packs, and people would come up and grab it and pull on it and start playing with it, and was trying to still keep it a secret some, but I tried to only let people, like really get a good look at it if I knew them, or like we knew them. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome, dude. I'm excited for it. So
Well,
end of this
my
month,
favorite
we'll have to
story.
share it again too.
Oh yeah. No, so my favorite story of yours was at Geezers, right? And you said like I remember this one guy there who was like super stoked on it and
Oh
he like runs up to you, he's like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And you're like, "Yeah, yeah, that's mine."
yeah, yeah, he was stoked. Yeah, he came running over to work climb and showing it off, and it's like, "You make sure to put that back in my pack when you're done, bro. Get that back to Daryl." Because it was
Uh,
at the time. I think that was the only one we had, and I was pretty stoked you gifted it over to me. And was like, "Hey, play with this, figure it out." Yeah,
yeah,
that
man.
was funny.
Dude, yeah,
So,
man. That was good. I'll tell you, I'll tell a story on myself, like that purple and blue and when I got it from Chris, I was so excited. And You know, I, guys, just send your pity to my wife. I'm not the most romantic person, okay? Obviously, I thought changing the colors of a pulley was romantic, but I will say, like, seeing that and how much it reminded me of her. Like, I kept that pulley in my pocket for like 2 weeks without even using it in the field. It just stayed in my pocket every day.
oh yeah, like we went out somewhere, and I think Jake, he was like, every time I looked at Daryl, man, he had that thing out. He'd look at it, flick it around, put it back in his pocket, pull it out. And I was like, well, yeah, it's awesome. And then, yeah, it's sentimental. I mean, you've been spending a lot of time away from home, and it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, yeah, hopefully, end of the month, we'll have to share some photos again. And, now that it's not so much of a secret, um, I mean, I've been holding off on it. There's stuff I wanted to do at the Soda City Rescue this year with it, and I was like, man, I don't know how people are going to react to it. The prototype, it doesn't have any ratings and stuff on it, and I don't think I had the photos yet
Mm.
of the purple and blue one that actually had the ratings on the side. So I had nothing kind of supporting it except for like my word, like, oh, I could call Daryl real quick.
Right,
So
right, yeah.
it'll
Super
be
good
nice
to
to
know.
have one. Yeah, yeah, because it'd be cool. I mean, that's how good things get started too. I mean, if that ends up in like some non-sanctioned comps and stuff, eventually down the pipeline, maybe somewhere you'll see it at an internationals. That'd be wild.
Yeah,
For sure,
yeah,
the
we'll
bag could
see.
make it there though. The reactor bag can make it there.
Yeah, that
No
might be
one
a
can
faster
stop you.
journey. That might be a faster
Yeah,
journey. So I'm excited to see how that goes. They're fun, man. I mean, doing the gear stuff, it's a lot of fun. There's more I want to do and have plans to do. I just as soon as I can settle down and get a little time to do it, we've got
yeah. Well,
more in the works. We got some arborist stuff we want to do. I've got some stuff that isn't bags or hardware that we want to do, but yeah, just time.
yeah. Well, hopefully soon. So you're down in Florida now, moving, relocating. This has been a process for a minute, and you're almost there. Your family's coming down soon, so that'll give you some time. You mentioned earlier about if you're not so much doing production tree stuff, you mentioned some things about going fishing,
Yeah,
maybe becoming
I'm
a
looking at
pirate.
it.
Yeah, well,
Our yeah,
yeah. Well,
man.
you're probably over it. I've been sending you Jimmy Buffett songs for weeks now, and
Oh, it's awesome,
like,
man. I love
get
it.
this
Keep
loser
it
out of
going.
here.
It ain't over till it's over. Keep bringing it, man. We're not there yet, so
Yeah,
need the stoke. Yeah, man. It's well, that's a cool thing, is my dad and I didn't know my dad until I was like 16. And even then, it was kind of rocky trying to build a relationship. So, um, we both had a lot of growing to do in life, and we did. And what's really cool is we've gotten the opportunity to reconnect. And he's also moving to the same town that I'm in, that we're in the process of moving to. And he's been a commercial fisherman. He's done the years that I didn't know him. He was a commercial fisherman down here in Florida. He's done about all sides of it you can think of. He's got his own crabbing operation now, and over there closer towards Pensacola. And yeah, yeah. So we're gonna be. He's kind of mentoring me in the process of getting started in some fishing and different opportunities that are there. Um, and yeah, we'll see what the future holds. But I think
yeah,
40 years old, getting the chance to build a relationship like that is it's a rare and unique opportunity. I want to capitalize on that and try something that you can take your kids to the job site. Yeah, you can get your kids involved in agriculture, but there is a certain level of risk in that. And while I I guess I have a fairly comfortable relationship with, I guess, risk compared to the general populace, being that we're arborists. Um, I guess one area that I've always been very uncomfortable is my kids on the job site while I'm in production, because it's a different headspace for me, and I
yeah,
struggle to mix the
yeah,
two. So to find something that I can take them out there, get some good real world experience, doing work, engaging with the public, running a business, like that's one of the best things I mean, that's just one of the greatest opportunities any of us could have. And so, yeah, we're going to explore it, man. See what happens.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. And I think you're gonna have a good time. And some of the work you're doing as well. You're crossing over. Some of the ARB stuff to rescue. I mean, some of that might even kind of cross over, get some influence from that industry as well. Maybe get some creativity, some juices flowing, something different.
I've been wondering. Yeah, the wheels don't usually ever stop turning. So I was spending some time on
Well,
that.
I
But I was
mean,
like, okay, so what can we change? What needs changed?
yeah, there's things. There's definitely some crossover. Like me coming and you know to horticulture. I was in the Navy for a couple years and knots and fancy work. I worked with the bosun's mates, and there was things we did. So it was nice whenever I came in, and it was like, hey, tie a bowline. I already knew that. Like tie a sheet span. I already knew that. And then doing some splicing and stuff too. Like I knew a little bit, like 3-strand and whipping. So there's crossover, and I think you're gonna find something. You'll find
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Oh, it'll be fun. Yeah. Well, honestly, like I have to be careful because I keep telling myself like, oh, anything I do with 3-strand, I'm gonna splice my own lines, and I'm like, well, yeah, we'll see if that's the most productive use of my time or not. But um, it is
Well, people have
it is
different,
fun to do.
you know, people, different things. Like it's funny, like hanging out with Ben and yourself, and you're doing the gear stuff, and Ben's doing the splicing, and I just enjoy training and climbing trees, and it's just the things people get interested in and like. And Ben always invites me over to come splice, and I'm like, yeah, I could come over, or I could, have you do it for me. But
Right. Well,
I get the
sounds like
yeah, I mean, I get the enjoyment and stuff out of it, and yeah, it's just whatever's for you.
yeah. Which sounds like soon we're going to be coming to you to learn some new things.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna be doing a lot of learning too. It's funny talking all this gear, and now I'm nerding out on gear for other things. I'll still be climbing. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
that's awesome. But yeah, it's been great having you, dude. And what else do we have in here?
Man.
Whizzes. There we go. That's one thing we need
Whizzes.
to talk about.
Yes.
So yeah, for
Whizzes.
those
Oh,
that don't know
man.
Whizzes is a small town restaurant, locally owned here in town, and a little bit of history to that restaurant. The mayor of Batesburg, Leesville, where I live, owned it. He's no longer the mayor, but while I was a mayor, he was running that place, and amazing food, wouldn't you? So I think I've dared you
Oh,
to go there to eat the Reuben. It's a
yeah.
giant
Yeah. You were
sandwich.
like, you got to check out that Reuben.
It's like
I'm
three
pretty sure
meals.
you told me there's no way you can eat that in one sitting. And I'm kind of like, you know, Chris knows what he's talking about, but I never turn down a you can't do this without a little bit of intention to actually do it.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I
Like if you
utterly
ate that
fail.
whole, and it makes me think of that. Was that Charlie in the Chocolate Factory when the girl turns into the blueberry and they got to push her,
Yeah, he has to get rolled
start
away.
roll you out the door. That's but that's not even the Reuben there. It's like if you eat the whole steak sandwich. I remember I was telling you to try the steak sandwich once, and it was just like, oh my
Hmm.
goodness, this is just as big.
So
And the
I have managed to eat that in one sitting. I felt very guilty for doing so, but I did finally get the steak sandwich down in one.
did you go to sleep after? The,
Probably. No, no,
the,
no, I didn't. But here's the funny thing. No, I didn't. But I tell you, it was like an hour later, I could smell steak coming out of my pores. Like I smelled like a steak an hour later. It was terrible. Um,
yeah, and then they always
uh,
push dessert on you. They've got some awesome cheesecake there. They got to push
cheesecake,
that
and then
dessert
I
on
just
you.
had their chocolate dip cannoli, and um,
Oh yeah,
oh,
you
but
had that last time.
So yeah, so let's talk about the Reuben. The 2 pound, like I mean, I haven't measured it. They don't advertise it as this, but I swear that's 2 pounds of meat on that sandwich. Um,
It's fallen off. It's like 2, 3 inches thick, maybe. That thing is fat, and it's just
the
falling off the sides.
the bread
And
is useless.
the bread is useless. When they bring it to you, they give you a fork too. They're like you know, you can try to hold it. It's not going to stay together long.
No,
Uh
no,
yeah,
it's like,
it's good.
I never thought about this, but you really could if you had a group of 4 people going out. You could just order the Reuben, each take a slice of bread, throw a bunch of meat on it, and be full when you leave.
Probably, yeah. We should weigh it sometime. Now I'm kind of interested in how much it weighs.
Me too. We gotta know.
It's a big
But then,
sandwich.
then you got the steak sandwich, which you told me get the egg on top. Now, okay, so the last time I ordered the steak sandwich and I fished it, I didn't have the egg on top. I think that was the difference. The egg on top
It might
makes
have
it
been.
way too rich to finish in one. And then, man, what else you got? You got the cheese stick I haven't had yet, but then their pizzas are killer.
The pizzas are good. Their burgers are good. Um,
Oh, yeah, that was the one.
yeah, a
I was
lot of
gonna
good
say
stuff.
that may be the only burger I've ever eaten that I never finished.
Yeah,
The
and then
beef
it's like
burger.
most days now you go and you get a burger and the price of it, and you're just like, what? I don't know. Was this a $13 burger? I don't know, but you go there and you're like, all right, that was a $13 burger.
And that's
It
the
was-
thing. Their prices are insane when you compare like what I just had to spend tonight at a restaurant that was very disappointing. Versus and it's really Whizzes. Whizzes has ruined me for anything else because it's like, and there's only one of them in the world, which is so frustrating because I know anywhere I go to eat, I'm going to spend the same amount of money and I'm going to get a
it'll
third of the food.
it'll just keep you coming to visit, dude. It'll just keep you coming to town, keep coming to hang out. Which once you get settled, I'll have to come down there. It'd be fun to make a trip out of Geezers possibly.
Mm,
Or then if you're down there for Florida ISA, then finally make a trip down there for that,
yeah,
and
man.
then meet in the middle and hit Georgia at some point, or bring you back up
Yeah,
for
man.
Charlotte this year. Charlotte's coming back.
I'm hoping to make it. I'm really hoping. Yeah, I think it'd be a blast. But yeah, man, come
There's going to
on
be
down.
probably a lot going on that month. I'm wondering how they're going to plan it between so Georgia's nearby then, internationals is around then, expos around then. I don't know. That's always a busy time of the year trying to juggle what you should do.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm gonna try and make it to Charlotte, man. I think it'd be awesome. But yeah, come on down. After getting here, I'm like, I know we already have comps in Florida and stuff. We used to have three, right? You used to have Treepalooza, and then you got Geezers, and then you got Florida ISA. I'm like, I don't think one more would hurt.
No, dude, or even
um,
set up kind of what the Soda City's doing here with the rescue, setting up something like that. I mean, competitions are fun, but getting together for good quality training, good people, you know, this year for Soda City, good food. We had amazing food, and then the giveaways too were insane. But then thank you again. You donated a couple bags to us, and they found good homes, and it was awesome. So yeah, even setting up something like that down there is possible, and fun still. That could lead up.
yeah,
We're looking for Soda City to eventually be able to do our own, non-sanctioned TCC, and it's all
yeah,
part of that flagship aerial rescue we've been doing for 4 years, and now we're finally like, hey, like people are hungry, so creating a TCC and then more training opportunities, similar to the aerial rescue. So
yeah,
yeah,
man. No,
definitely
I mean,
possible down there.
yeah, well, hopefully, yeah. I mean, give me some time, get settled in, but I think so. I'd
Yeah,
like to do that. But yeah, speaking of Soda City, I'm just going to tell on you, and anybody does listen, that he says we, he means he. Uh,
No, it's it's
you're
been
largely responsible. I mean, this year kind of exploded, and you had a lot of hands on deck that really pitched in and helped. But this has kind of been your baby for a few years, and you've really kept the fire going. And man, it paid off. Like this year, you had Jake Shealy jump in there. He had his assistant come in there and like really help with the marketing and keeping it organized, putting stuff together. And then Ben coming in there to as a one of the instructors, and you had some really cool guys show
yeah,
up to help support this year.
instructor and sponsor. Ben's been amazing. Jake's been amazing. Um, Jamie was extremely helpful, and then our community too. But yeah, it has been just this is our fourth year. It's been pretty much just me for 3 years, and then this year we had so much good help. And
And like, how many people showed up?
um, our count was like 76, I think, that signed in, and I'm pretty sure we had people that didn't sign in, so probably like around 80ish.
Beautiful.
It was good. 7.5 hours of CEUs, really good training, hands on. First half of the day was instructional. Second half of the day, we actually let people get hands on, and the sponsors were amazing. I forget how much we raised in sponsorship, um, but we gave away probably close to 4 grand worth of gear.
Mm.
We gave away a lot of gear to climbers, and again, it was a big thanks. Like ARP session gave us a great discount. We got some bags from you. Big Jim with the custom hitch breakers were amazing. Those were
Oh
a hit.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to him again. I was looking to do some shirts and stuff for New Heights, and he messaged me about doing shirts and hats. So I'm gonna reach out to Jim and then maybe try to get like a custom hitch breaker for New Heights. That'd be sweet. But yeah, it's been
ooh,
an epic event, dude. It's been it's been amazing, and it was cool to see what it turned into. And thank you, I appreciate it, and and I'm appreciate everyone that helped this year and what it was. I mean, people from out of town came in. I think last year we had some folks from some upstate, some in Charleston, and then this year we have people that came from Tennessee. They drove in from Tennessee, and some Charlotte homies came down. Sean, Gordy, Juan, Matt Hager, he came through, and I mean, he's even
man,
past Charlotte.
yeah,
So it was a epic time, and so much knowledge, and so many people sharing, which was good. That's what we're about.
man, yeah. I
But
was
yeah,
kicking myself. I was tied up with another engagement this year, but I've got it on my calendar for this coming year.
yeah, I think we came up with a date. We'll have to put it out soon, but we've got some other things in the works the Soda City's trying to do, and that will all come to light soon. I'll have to get Ben in and do a podcast. He's been spearheading it and probably doing the most, trying to get some stuff ironed out and see what the future holds for us.
Man,
But I
Ben
mean,
Peart, awesome people.
he's a good dude, man. He's came a really long ways, and he's paving his own way too, and
Yeah,
supportive and helpful to everyone around him.
if anybody needs some good splicing, hit him up. He's doing good work. Love what he's got going on.
Yeah, good splicing and custom splicing. There's a couple things I've thought of, and I'll just hit him up, and he's just like, "Yep, I
Yeah,
can do it. I can
just
do it." And then he'll do it with options. And you're like, "Oh, you took
always.
this idea and ran with it."
Yeah, man, I'm using
Oh,
that big ring you sold me, that big ring sling you sold me, and loving it. I already took it to task a little bit. You know, it's not often like you get that piece of gear and
yeah.
like the
Well,
second tree it sees is 100 footer.
yeah. I mean, you've seen some of the stuff that he's made me. I've been putting his through the ringer, that big ring, and the big
Yeah,
ring,
that
and
ring.
yeah, that ring. That one, I've done some terrible things. I was double whipping with it last week, and yeah, it was awesome. I think I was running it, on the rig, on the piece I was rigging, and pretty big, pretty big loblolly pine. I was taking like 4 or 5 foot sections with it, double whipping, and it's a beast stuff he makes. It's
Yeah,
stout.
how's the whipping on the eye look right now?
It looks great, Ben. You'll probably be, you might be whipping it again soon. I don't know. Which I think it's just the way I do a lot of cow hitches and it just pulls.
Hmm.
This time it looked like he pushed the whipping a little bit further back, but I got to be a little gentle. I don't think he wants to fix it for me anymore. He's cutting me off. But
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
yeah, the
Well,
Soda
cool,
City's
man.
been
Yeah.
it's been a blessing and fun. And then yeah, whenever you decide to start something up, we'd love to come down and try to help you. And next year, you are more than welcome to come and join us and have a place. Is
Love
we
it,
need
man. I appreciate it and love it. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Um, yeah,
yeah, I'm trying to think
I'm
of anything we might have missed. I think we've
that covers about life right now. Uh, um, we talked about climbing, fishing, gear,
fishing. Yeah,
about just food.
food's important.
Uh,
Food is very
man,
important.
I mean, we've
Lean and
covered most
nonsense
of
and
the arborist life.
hijinks. Yeah, I
Nonsense
know
and
it.
hijinks. I don't. Man, I'm boring these days. I don't have a whole lot of nonsense and hijinks.
Yeah, same here. Same
I can
here.
tell
I
you
just
about the
watched my
favorite.
kids go crazy.
Nah, same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's funny. They can be their own storm. Um,
Yeah, I wish we had video here so I can give you the oh Cora, man.
oof. Oh, best ever. Oof.
That girl's
Yeah.
a trip. So we went to ah I was pretty proud of her. Yesterday, nephew had a birthday party at one of the trampoline parks. So took the kids over there, and Cora is just a beast. She jumped on the mechanical bull. The boys didn't want to get on it. They had a mechanical bull in there, and she jumped on that thing and she rode for like a minute. I think they had to like kick her off of it, and then the boys didn't want to do it at first, and then they jumped in, and then they had a zip line, and she was barely tall enough to reach the zip line, and it's like a 15-foot drop down onto the trampoline stuff. Well, I guess it was like a big blow up air inflatable, and she's such a savage. She did that thing like 5 or 6 times, and none of the other boys would touch it. But anyways, what I'm saying is, Cora's a savage.
She is a savage. Oof.
Oh, that's my girl. That
Man.
was my girl.
Yeah. She's yeah, she is like a ball of energy. Well, they both are in their own right, but yeah, she's fearless,
She's my
which is
climber
awesome.
too. She climbs with me the most as far as her and Oliver go, and it's time. She grew. Outgrew her harness, and she's been using Oliver's, and Ollie's kind of over it. So I got to
Okay,
get
yeah.
her.
You know,
Got to
that's
get
funny.
her
Like
around.
my oldest son. He's not nearly as into it as my oldest daughter. She's really into it too, and yeah, I have a feeling she's got the makings of a great arborist if it's what she ever wants to do. She has the right mindset for it, and
Yeah,
loves to get up there and push herself. So yeah, same man.
I'm.
What is it? Yeah, oof, these warrior ladies, man.
Yeah, man, it's epic. I'm hoping to keep her climbing, and then the plant healthcare stuff that I'm dabbing into. I think that's going to get Ollie. That's probably going to pique his interest. Yeah, I think he's more
Nice.
into that than the physical labor, the physical parts of it. Even though he does enjoy a good tree swing, he
Yeah.
does enjoy that. So
Heck
you're
yeah,
coming
man.
through my side of town Well, you're driving straight through, aren't you? I was about to say, I was like, maybe I'll
We
catch you
were
next week.
we were hoping to stop and stay overnight, but we were going to have to cut straight through to get all the meetings with all the right. Yeah, it's going to be a little nuts, but yeah, we had to change it up, and then I got to turn right back around and go straight back to Tennessee and go do some tree work that didn't get done yet.
Oof. Oof.
Oof, oof. Yeah,
Well,
and then
brother.
drop back down here again and start doing some tree work down here.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this year we'll plan some fun. We'll try to get something worked out. Things calm down for you, and then once we're out of the summer heat, um, try to get into something, man. I'd love to get you up for Charlotte at least. Would be fun.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, and even if we can just get back to that oak over that big oak again, we gotta go over there and plan that thing again. Uh,
over Blake's property.
yeah, man. Yeah, that
Yeah, that's a
oak
good
was
one.
a lot of fun, and I think, man, I think I was still dealing with my knee injury at that point when we got up in that thing, so I was taking it real light. 'Cause that was right after, like, that's when I was first coming back to working after the knee biz.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I need to get in that thing again.
Yeah, we want to get over there in the fall and show it a little bit of love. It lost a limb after Helene, so after we went there to climb, it's got some big dead in there, which is fine. I mean, we've just been kind of working around it, but I'd like to get in there and try to clean it up some. And I'd love to set a masters in there. That
Hmm.
would be this oak's big red oak. It's massive in the middle of this field. It's got everything it needs. Zero competition, plenty of sun, plenty of water. Big oak. They used it for. I think when that property was bought, they were using it as like a property marker. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, that thing's massive. Yeah, you could run. You could use half of it for a work climb and then run the full thing for a master's easy.
Yeah, there's enough separation between those two leads. That'd make a good, fun, challenging Masters climb for sure.
It takes some
Uh,
some pre-directing, some planning, but
yeah,
or set two lines,
yeah, because
two separate
I remember
lines.
swinging over to y'all's side, and that was not an easy transfer.
No, and then it was tough. Ben and I went and practiced some rescues there. It's probably a couple months ago now. Well, yeah, this was before Arborfest. Well, before Southern. That didn't happen, but we set up some rescues, and it was kind of hard just because of how spaced out things are, and then kind of made the rescues a little bit easier. But then we are like, hey, focus in on the good parts. So we were adding in like a lot of patient care and a lot of tricks. Throw your foot ascender on it, ball up the tail end of your rope, and put it somewhere janky, just to try
Mm,
to add more time to the rescue. And then the things that really
nice.
matter. I mean, the patient care. Yeah. All right, brother, man. Well, I won't hold you up. It's almost 10:30. Dang.
Oof.
I
Yeah, I
appreciate
got.
you.
Yeah, man.
I gotta work
Oof.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Well, I
man. No,
appreciate you
I gotta be on the
coming
road at
on.
6.
Oh, dang. Well, if you need anyone to holler at, I'll call and check on you. I think I'm supposed to be done at lunch tomorrow, but we'll see. We got a bunch of storms that rolled
Nice.
through, and I was telling you earlier, just looking at storm work and figuring things out on our already full schedule. But
Yeah, always fun.
yeah, appreciate you coming on, and thanks for coming in for round two.
Yeah, man.
And
Love it.
I'll catch up with you soon, brother.
Sounds good, man. Take care.
Oh, maybe he's gone.
Mm.